Welcome back, folks. Cam with Raptor Tactical here today to talk to you about the Raptor Tactical Sentinel Skullcrushers, more specifically talking about mounting our base plate to it. So you can see we have our night vision base plate. It is mounted nicely to this Skullcrusher. This is a very nicely skeletonized base plate. Going to save a lot of weight for you. So we're going to go ahead and go through and show you the process of mounting one of these to one of these. All right, so in your package, it's going to come in larger packages than this, but it's going to be bag within a bag. And then you're going to have your mounting hardware as well as the base plate itself. Now, what we do not include are the tools that you're going to need, because we assume you're probably going to have some tools on hand. And if not, you can pick some up. But you're going to need, for attaching to the base plate, you're going to need a hex set or a star set, whatever you want to call it. And then if you want to mount this to a helmet, you're going to want a Phillips head screwdriver, because we have two different sets of screws, and the screws just simply have different heads. It just kind of happened that way. So we will go ahead, because we are mounting to the Skullcrusher, we're going to take out the set of short screws, washers, and nuts. So there are my washers, there's one more, my screws, then the nuts for the screws. Okay, so here's our Skullcrusher, here's our base plate, here are our screws, and here is the tool that I'm going to use to install it all. We're going to go ahead and go in underneath on the front side and expose the mounting holes that you're going to need to be able to get to mount the base plate. So what I'm going to do, I like doing the farthest one first. That's going to be the most difficult one to get to, just to get all the tooling and everything in there. So actually, before I put this on, let's do this a little bit differently. We are going to take a washer and a screw. Go ahead and take one, put it on in there. And I'm going to reach down in here and get it started. This is something that you're going to have to play with a bit. It's going to take some finesse. It's just the way it is, folks. There wasn't anything any better we could really do with it. It's just the nature of the beast. But the good thing about it is once it's done, you can put your base plate on one time and then be done with it. Okay, so there is, wow, my fingers are cramping. Okay, so we will go ahead and go in and install that first screw in the top hole. If you have large hands, I feel bad for you. All right, so there is your first screw started. I'm gonna go ahead and do the remaining two. And I misspoke earlier. Let me go ahead and clarify right now. These are not hex head screws, these are Torx heads. So there's a pretty significant difference there. You're gonna wanna make sure you get the right stuff. Okay. All right. Okay, so now we have our screws in place. We're going to go ahead and put on the base plate, get it all lined up, and get our nuts started now. Okay, so there's one. Careful not to drop this and have it go absolutely everywhere. I'd recommend doing this like in a bin or in a room with a wood floor, not carpet, something like that, because that would be quite inconvenient. Okay. Now the final screw, or the final nut, I should say. Okay, so these are all started now. Now what we'll do is we'll go in with our screwdriver, go ahead and tighten everything down. So for the sake of doing this, I'm going to remove the foam just so it's not getting in my way. And then we can go ahead and tighten our nuts. Now, one thing that I will say that I didn't do in the video, I have way more real estate in here to work with since I took the foam padding out. So I will highly recommend that when you're installing one of these, you take that foam out so you'll have better access to everything inside the Skullcrusher. It's just going to make life a lot easier for you. Go ahead and get that one. Okay, that's good enough. All right, there is your base plate installed. We're going to go ahead and replace the foam. Okay, so here's a way that this works. Foam goes in. Go ahead and put it back in the shape that it's supposed to be in. And all the little cracks and crevices. Okay, and then the Velcro flap goes in between the foam and the little plastic placard that is holding the base plate on. It's like the backer for the base plate. And then you'll go ahead and shut that up. And voila, now you have your Raptor Tactical night vision shroud mounted to your Skullcrusher. All right, folks, that wraps up another video from Raptor Tactical. My name is Cam. Thank you very much for tuning in. If you folks would, hit that like button, also subscribe and share, and then additionally turn on your notifications so you can stay up to speed when we have a new video that comes out. Also, if you would follow us on Instagram at Raptor Tactical LC, that would do us a great service. We would greatly appreciate your support. And as always, you can find this product as well as everything else we make right here in the great state of North Carolina at raptortactical.com. Thank you so much. Again, folks, my name is Cam with Raptor Tactical. Remember to evolve or die. Thank you very much, and you have a wonderful day.